There was a kid named Jaxson Miller who grew up in a tiny blink-and-you'll-miss-it town called Oakhaven. It was the kind of place where everyone knew your business before you even did, where there were more cows than people, and the only thing faster than the town gossip was the Sunday morning church service. Jax was a village boy, through and through, waking up at 5 in the morning, while the world was still pitch black, to haul hay, fix fences, and get his hands deep in the dirt of the family fields. But while his boots were stuck in the muddy trenches of a farm, his head was miles above the clouds. He was a natural-born hustler, spending his nights teaching himself how to code on a beat-up prehistoric laptop that sounded like a lawnmower every time he turned it on. He was working with a dial-up connection that was slower than molasses in January. But he didn't care. To the folks in Oakhaven, Jax was just chasing pipe dreams. They'd tell him to get his head out of the gutter and just settle down to work the land, like his old man. But Jax had a fire in his gut that no amount of small-town talk could blow out. The day he turned 18, he didn't head to the local plant for a job. Instead, he packed his entire life into one raggedy, overstuffed duffel bag and hopped a Greyhound bus, headed for the neon lights of Chicago. He arrived with nothing but $50 in his pocket and a whole lot of grit. The city wasn't exactly waiting with a red carpet. It was a cold, loud, sink-or-swim jungle. For the first year, Jax was pulling back-to-back double shifts, flipping burgers, and sleeping on a mattress he found on the curb. He lived in a studio apartment that was basically a glorified closet, feeling like a total fraud every time he tried to network. He'd walk into tech seminars in his faded flannels and scuffed work boots, and the city kids in their designer fits would look at him like he was there to empty the trash. But being a village boy gives you a different kind of dog in you, a survival instinct that these city slickers couldn't even imagine. He didn't have a safety net, so he couldn't afford to fail. Jax noticed a massive problem that no one in the big glass towers cared about. Small-town farmers like his dad were getting absolutely played by big corporations because they didn't have the tech to track market prices in real time. They were working themselves to the bone and getting pennies for it. Jax decided right then to change the game. He spent 6 months fueled by nothing but 99-cent ramen, cheap coffee, and pure spite to build an app he called AgriConnect. It was a platform built by a farmer for farmers. When he finally got his shot to pitch to the big dogs in a skyscraper boardroom, he stood there in front of a panel of billionaire investors who looked at him like he was a joke. One of them actually laughed and asked what a farm boy knew about global logistics. Jax didn't flinch. He looked them dead in the eye and told them that while they saw spreadsheets and data points, he saw families, he saw tired backs, and he saw the people who actually fed the world. He told them his app wasn't just disrupting an industry. It was giving the little guy a seat at the table. The room went dead silent. You could literally hear the clock ticking on the wall. Then, the toughest investor in the room stood up, walked over, and shook Jax's hand, cutting him a multi-million-dollar deal on the spot. Within 2 years, AgriConnect went viral, becoming the gold standard for agricultural tech across the country. Jax went from counting pennies for a bus pass to managing a tech empire, but he never let the clout or the money go to his head. He didn't go out and buy a gold-plated mansion or a fleet of Ferraris. Instead, a few months later, a sleek truck rolled back onto the dusty main street of Oakhaven. Jax got out, walked into the local high school, and handed them a check to build the most advanced tech center in the state. He didn't come back to flex on the people who doubted him. He came back to make sure the next kid with a dream wouldn't have to struggle as hard as he did. Jax proved that success isn't about ditching your roots. It's about using those roots to build a skyscraper that shades the whole world. So if you're sitting there right now feeling like you're stuck in the middle of nowhere, just remember Jaxson Miller. Your Oakhaven isn't a cage, it's your launching pad. Keep grinding, because if you've got the hustle and the heart, you don't just reach for the sky, you own it.